All right, so we all are here for our day two of the project session on healthcare. And so far, we did the analysis of our data, and we have done discussion on the features which are present in the data. Like it's told, test results will be considered as our target feature, which is having three categories: normal, abnormal, and inconclusive. Okay, so the test results are based upon the biological factors, the biological impact. Okay, and we are having here billing, we are having the room number, we are having the date of admission, we are having the date of discharge, all these factors available, including the biological factors like what is the treatment given, what is the disease, what is the other important terms related to the healthcare part in the data. Okay, so here, after doing the visualization and everything, pivot table, because yesterday in class I told that there could be many pivot tables I can make over the data. So just to find the relationship between the features, like what is the mean, what is the sum, and minimum, maximum values, all these things we can identify, and that can be put in our analysis. Okay, now the next is the date of admission and the date of discharge. What I did from my side is I just identified from the date of admission that what is the day, what is the month, and what is the year. That means I applied two date time. I converted this date of admission into two date time, and then I found out what are the day, month, and year values from it. Okay, this is the way you can do. Okay, and then discharge date also I did the same. I found the day, month, and year for the discharge. Okay, and then it was been also suggested that, sir, can you identify that how many days the patient was there in the hospital? So it's like discharge date minus the admission date. So here I found the days also, how many days the patient was in the hospital. Okay, fine. And then later on, I dropped name, date of admission, discharge date, room number, doctor name, hospital, and the insurance provider, because these are something which I considered as per our discussion also, that they are not going to help in the test. Okay, what kind of disease a person is. They are just the names. Doctor, we are having a name. Hospital is a name. Insurance provider is a name. They are not contributing to your biological factors, not contributing to the disease. Okay. Also, discharge and admission. Okay, I already created other features from them, so I'm not considering. Name of the patient is also not considered. Room number is not at all considered. Okay, so this is what a kind of analysis I'm doing. Okay, so I dropped in. Here are my rest of the features present in the data frame. Okay, here is one feature created, that is 2 days, 6 days, 15 days, 30 days. And that means how many days the patient was present in the hospital. Okay, and then what's next is,
Days should be converted in integer.
sir, days that will be converted into numerics, because what I'm going to do is I will split this. It is written as 2 underscore 2 and space days. So I will pick up the zeroth location element, and that will be like integer value conversion I will be doing. Okay, that can be considered. So days will be like 2, 6, 15. Here it is mentioned days along with that, but we'll convert it ahead. Only numerical values will
Otherwise,
consider.
dt dot days.
Dt. No, sir, not
Take
dt.
a
We not do dt dot days. Instead, I will use split criteria for that. Okay, I have available in the code. I will show what I did. Okay, so here these are my columns. Again, I took some decision from my end, and kindly do confirm me whether these things are being like applicable or not. Billing amount, admission day, month and year, and discharge day, month and year. Though I have found out above, however, I found them they are unnecessary because I already did this task. That means how many days the patient was there. That is some numerical value which I can consider. Year, month, day, keeping them in our analysis. That's what I thought not relevant. What's your opinion? Billing amount is also, and the admission day, month, and year along with the discharge. I think they are not relevant. What's your opinion?
So not relevant.
Not relevant, na? Because I'm going to talk about the disease. I'm going to predict the test results. So these are just like the admission of the patients. They are not at all technically related to some disease or admission or discharge. They are not related to like what are the factors of test. Okay, so I just drop them, and then here are the days. Here are the days like 2 days, 6 days, and all these things. So what I did is I converted it into string type because they are in date time format. So I converted it into string type, and I splitted the days, and I only picked this zeroth location value. That is your that is your value. That is again a string type, but I need to convert it into integer. So I picked that thing only. Okay, yeah. That is also possible. That is also possible. Yeah. Okay, that is also possible. You've shared a code here in the comment box. Okay, that is too possible, but here you can see in a very simple way I did. This is a string, so I splitted the string, and I took the zeroth location from it. That is the value, and though it was in a string format only, okay, I converted it into integer, and then I dropped days also because now I am having days numeric. So drop days also. So these are my final features. Okay, so day I am considering, days numeric I am considering. Okay, for my analysis. So I am just having age as a numerical, days numeric as a numerical. That is showing how many days the patient was present in the hospital. These two columns I am having. Nothing else as a numerical at the moment. Rest all are just categorical in nature. Okay, fine. So here I printed the information of the data frame, and it's look like this. Age is 64, int 64, days is int 32. Rest all are object type. Okay, rest all are object type. Then okay, I am already available with the function which I created initially to classify the features, which is categorical, non-categorical, discrete, and the continuous. I put my df, my new df, which I am left with this thing, into that function to identify these terms. Okay, and I got that okay, these are categorical, and age is continuous. This numerical value, this one is also continuous in nature. Days numeric, this is also continuous in nature, but it is been not showing here. Why? The reason is in my code I have mentioned only int 64 and float 64, not int 32. My this numeric age is int 32, so that is the reason it's not been showing. But I know that it's numerical, it's continuous in nature, so I will take it in further analysis. Okay, fine. So I am available with these categorical features. Now I want to have a discussion over this. These are the categorical features I am with: gender, blood type, medical condition, admission type, and the medication. Now let me share my entire screen, because here most of the people have done a different sort of analysis. Like they have used label encoding for this categorical to convert them into numerics. Okay, now let me talk about the features and discuss more on it now. Here it is. Gender. What do you think? Should we label encode gender? Are gender labels? Male and female are the labels. Can I put them in this particular format? Male is below and female is above. Because label encoding is done in this scenario only. Label, if you are having a data in form of labels, like in some order, ordinal, then I am going to use the label encoding. But if the data is not in order, why I'm going to use the label encoding? That's a question. So can I use gender label encode, or should I have to use or create dummies for it? What do you think? Dummies or label encode? Yes,
Dummies,
dummies. Okay, fine. Dummies. What about
because
blood type? Okay, what about blood type? Blood type. Is it in order?
mm,
Does it like this? A come, then B come, then C, then D, something like that? Is
No,
blood
sir.
type is in order? No,
not ordinal. No.
not ordinal. Or is it like A positive or B positive, something? Is any order present here? It is not in order, not ordinal. Then what should I do here? Again, should I have to create dummies for here? Dummies for this thing? Also, yes.
Yes.
Okay, dummies for this. Okay, fine. Now, medical condition. What about medical condition? Is medical condition is in order? Okay, what are the values for medical condition? If you do check,
Absolutely not
okay,
ordinal. Not ordinal.
not order. No, medical condition, cancer, obesity, diabetes is it's not at all in
Any.
order. Okay, so that is also like we can make it as ordinal, not ordinal. We can create the dummies for them. Okay, that's what I think. So here it is, medical condition. Again, we are going to proceed here for the dummies.
One hot is
Okay, medical condition dummies. What about the next one? Next feature, admission type. Is it order? Admission type. What is the admission type? Again, you can check the admission type. Like here it is like, okay, let me see admission type. Hmm. Urgent, emergency, elective. So is it order?
No,
yes.
sir.
Yes.
Huh? Yes, tell me. Urgent, emergency, elective. Is it order or not?
Yeah, it is a priority. I think
Okay, it's a
this
priority
feature.
basis.
Mm.
So it can be considered as an order.
Because some meanings emergency, urgent, like a priority.
Okay, it's based upon the priority. That
Yeah.
means elective will come first, then emergency, and then urgent, and then emergency.
Mm.
It's something like that. That's what you are saying.
Yes.
Okay, so elective, urgent, emergency. Okay, so zero, one, and two. That means this is how we can label encode it. Okay, fine. So, however, I didn't separate this label encode for this particular feature. I considered it into one hot encoding only. One hot encoding. However, as per our discussion, it came to know that they can be labeled. Okay, so what you can do is, yes, we can do label encoding of that. However, in my analysis, I have done one hot encoding in my code. Okay, urgent, emergency, and elective. So that's not like mentioned anywhere that it's like an order. It's a proper order. No, we are just assuming from our side that elective will be an optional thing, then urgent will come, and then emergency will come. Okay, so it's a priority basis. So on the basis of priority, we are considering them, okay, in order. Okay, so we can do label encoding for that. However, in my project, in this particular code, I have considered them into one hot encoding only. Okay, and then I think related to the medication, and it's quite clear that medicines are not in order. Paracetamol and aspirin and ibuprofen and penicillin and all these. So these are all what? These are all not ordinal. So I need to make one hot encoding for that. Okay, one hot encoding. So you may see the quotes, you may see some references where the people have taken all of them in label encoding. The discussion today is based upon this only. Why we are considering as a label? I don't think so. They are label encoded. When to use label encoding and when not to use. If you are having ordinal data, then label encode. If you don't have ordinal data, then why you are label encoding it? That means you yourself are deciding the order for them. Yes, any suggestion here?
Sir, very sparse matrix it will become, no, if we do one hot encoding.
See, actually, we don't have that much classes or categories here. The ones which can give you the sparse data, like name of the people, name of the hospital, and other things, now which are having so many values that we have already dropped. So here we don't have that much sparsity. Okay, after creating the dummies of these features also. Okay, after creating the dummies of these feature also and concatenating it to the original data frame, I got 22 columns only. Okay, only 22 columns. That's the reason we have dropped those columns which don't have any sense for us. Okay, so here you can see the true false, and that means the dummies are there. Blood type A minus, blood type AB plus, and all these things. And okay, so only 22 columns I am available with. Okay, so not that much sparsity. Sparsity will be, for example, if we are having so many more columns like 100, 200,000, or something like that. So that will be much more sparse. But here, after creating the dummies too, I'm not having that much sparsity. Okay, but the point is when to take label, when not to take. If you don't have a the feature which is in ordinal format, then why you are taking it as to be as a label encoding? That's the question. So you should not consider it as a label encode. You should, the only way is create the dummies for them. Okay, fine. So that's what I did, and then for for test results I did a mapping. I did a mapping. Here also I am not directly using label encode. That normal is zero, inconclusive is two, abnormal is one. I'm still here not using label encoding because they are also not the labels. Normal, abnormal. Okay, they are not the labels. Inconclusive. Though if I use label encoding also, no, I will get the same result. But we should be technically correct. So what I did is I mapped. Normal means zero, abnormal means once, and inconclusive means two. Okay, and then I used test results column, which is having these three, and I mapped with the values and converted them also in numerics. That's what I did. Meanwhile, there is one more step. I dropped days numeric also. The one which I did some, okay, the one which I did some like analysis to find the date and everything. Okay, fine. I did that, but I still dropped these days numeric also because I found that they are not at all technically related to the biological analysis of the tester results. Okay, so I dropped this thing also. Did I correct? Did I done correct or not? What do you think? How many days a patient was present in the hospital? Did I did
I
correct or not?
I think considering is better, sir.
Oh, if we consider, see, actually, I did analysis multiple times. I considered this thing also,
No, sir.
days numeric, but I haven't got the improved results.
Okay.
Okay, that is why I thought that
So
unnecessary
based
and
on your result, we eliminating that.
based on my results, na, because
But
keeping.
technically, we considering is better, sir, because
Okay, if you want.
technically fulfilling that.
Okay, fine. Technically, that's the reason, sir, I calculated. That is the reason that I included the numerics column, that how many days the patient was present inside the hospital, because we have already ignored the one, like name of the patient, doctor, and that insurance person. So at least this is one of the feature which was additional. So that's why I considered. But with this also, I haven't got the improved result. Without this also, I am getting the same result. So.
Why, sir, not actually
Hmm,
the recovery time is
hmm,
directly proportional to the result, not sir.
hmm. But sir, that's the scenario.
Completely
That's what
you.
I calculated this thing for that reason. That billing I ignored, the room number I ignored, rest everything I ignored. Just for this, I kept only days. How many days the patient was present in the hospital. But sir,
Why
still,
we Next question is why we recording the discharge and admission dates in
uh,
reality.
why we are keeping the discharge and the admission. So that's just only a record. Just they are kept as a record. Again, the thing is, uh, discharge and the admission, these are the dates where the patient present in the hospital, okay, for that much duration, and the kind of treatment which the patient got, that thing is we are available in medication. Okay, we are available in the medication. And the final was, okay, in medication, all the final was the test result. So we gave the medication to the person, we check the status of the person, that what is the blood type and what kind of disease he is having. So these factors are the ones which are important for us to understand. So discharge and admission is something anyone can have a discharge and admission when it's talking about the hospital. But the thing is, what about the health features? If we are considering them, they are the priority
But
features. Yes.
we completely recover require some period time. Any disease has some
So
period
disease we are having,
time.
disease we are considering. We did perform one hot encoding of the disease, hypertension, obesity, and all these things, diabetes. So we are considering the disease. We are considering the blood sample, blood type of that person, medication, the type of medicines he is taking. Now, when he was admitted and when he was exit, sir, मतलब ये this thing.
The illness recovery is depending upon time period, not sir.
So time, but the point is, sir, this problem again is not of a time series. This is a data of different patient, not a same patient. Again, time series
Some
can be
relate.
time series could be
Okay,
like, sir, the analysis then will be entirely different. Okay, then it will be entirely different. And that thought also came in my mind, that rather than time series, it's that's why I splitted my date time into day, month, and year. That okay, let's keep these values, okay, and we can use this in our regression or other classification depending upon the problem statement which it comes. Those also I dropped, just only thinking one, this part, test results. Okay, just I consider only the features which are totally related to the person health.
okay, okay.
Age is related, blood type is related, disease is related, medication is related, everything is related to it. The rest I don't have anything related. So there are two types of features present here. One is the features related to the hospital. One are the features related to the health. So that's what my conclusion is. And I dropped the days numeric also. You can keep, okay, because I've already given this code and we are here for the discussion over the code. Okay, so there are two discussions, 2 points which came. The first point is you can label in code this part. Which one? You can label in code the admission type. This you can label in code. Rest are one hot encoding. Second is, okay, you are saying keep days numeric. Okay, you can keep the days numeric. Then I dropped the test results. I applied the machine learning algorithms. I took. logistic regression first, test results numeric. I drop and I took it on y axis. Okay, test results numeric means this one. I converted it into no 0, 1, and 2. So I took it on y axis. Okay, and then I applied logistic regression over it. This is what I predicted. This is my prediction. I printed accuracy and the classification report, and you can see that accuracy is 34%. See, still the expectation from us that test results on the basis of this medication and all these things, your model is struggling to get a good score. Model totally struggled to identify the relationship between independent and dependent feature. Though we are doing the classification, still this kind of relationship is sigmoid in nature. Log of odds. Logistic means log of odds relationship. The model struggled. This model is underfitted. 34% accuracy only. Though we got balance in 0, 1, and 2, these values, still the accuracy is 34% only. So if we say that data is like hypothetically created data, but it's in our day to day life also, we may get some data like this way, and so much after discussion, accuracy we are not getting high. It's only 34%. Okay, and I want to talk because we are right now dealing with a classification problem. So classification, now let's have some discussion related to it. Classification and some technical terms which will help you for a longer term. See, here you are having three classes. So obviously it's a multi-classification problem. Multi-classification. If it was been two, like, then it will be binary. So this is right now multi-classification problem. Okay, you are having 0, 1, and 2, three classes. Okay. So here I printed classification report, CR. In classification report, I do have precision, recall, F1 score. And to calculate these values of precision, recall, and F1 score, I should have true positive, true negative, false positive, and false negative. These terms I should have. Precision is TP upon TP plus FP. Okay, true positive upon true positive plus false negative. Recall is TP upon TP plus Fn. True positive upon true positive plus false negative. And F1 is harmonic mean of these two. Okay, so it will be harmonic mean of these two. 1 upon precision plus 1 upon recall, something like this. Okay, now it comes to be like what is TP, what is TN, and all this thing. True positive, true negative, false positive, false negative, what these are. So we have to just make confusion matrix, and confusion matrix is built for a model, that how much confusion a model has while doing the prediction. Since we are having a multi-classification problem, so this is our confusion matrix will be 0, 1, and 2, 0, 1, and 2. Let us suppose these are actual values and these are predicted values. Okay, these are the predictions. Okay, so so here, if the actual is 0, model also predicted it as 0. So this will be true 0, true 0. Okay, now if actual is 1, model predicted it as 0. So it will be what it is. It will be what? If your now, because this is very much important to understand, your actual is 1, model predicted it as 0, then what it will be? False 0. If your actual is 2, model predicted it as 0, it will be again false 0. Okay. Now, if actual is 0, model predicted it as 1, so false 1. If actual is 1, model predicted it as 1, then it is true 1. If your actual is 2, model predicted it as 1, false 1. Okay. Same thing here also it applies. Actual is 0, model predicted it as 2, so false 2.
False negative.
Huh.
Okay, sir.
So it depends upon us whom I'm calling positive, whom I'm calling negative. Okay, so but I'm not writing positive negative here. The reason is I'm having three multi classification.
Okay.
That's the reason. Now again, actual is 1, predicted is 2, false 2. Actual is 2, predicted is 2, true
True.
2.
True.
This is the way. Now, if you are having binary classification, then things are very much clear because most of the people they have learned binary, and binary is very easy. This is for binary classification. 0 1 0 1. If you are saying 0 is positive, 1 is negative, so this is something like actual is actual is
Zero.
0, predicted is also 0, true
Positive.
positive. Actual is 1, predicted is 0,
False
false
positive.
positive.
False
Okay,
positive.
false positive. ठीक है. Now actual is
False
0,
negative. True negative.
false negative,
Negative.
and for
True
and
negative.
true negative. Okay, true negative. तो इसके लिए तो सर बहुत आसान है.
Multi-class. Like
Okay, it's very easy for binary classification. People do this thing, उसमें भी confusion होता है, but आसान है. यहाँ पर the people do struggle. In this particular case, the people do struggle in multi classification, and that's the reason I have made the confusion matrix. Now, from this recording, from this explanation, I hope it should be clear. Up, whatever multi classification, not for 3, 4, whatever be the classifiers are. Now you can do that. Okay, you can understand how we should make a confusion matrix, and this confusion matrix is for model. That how model got confused in interpreting 0, 1, and 2. This is for model, but however the people get confused that how you are making this matrix. Now I think this should have to be clear. Okay, mirror analysis may one more thing. In classification report, you are seeing few more terms. Okay, like this. You are seeing precision recall F1 score for all these three classes that I told, how to get them, TP and all these ratios I told. You are having accuracy that is came to be like 34%. Okay, macro average and weighted average. You are having these two terms also. Does anyone know what is macro average and what is weighted average? What is macro average and the weighted average? Now, these are the things now when we do the classification problems also now they are ignored. Okay, they are ignored, but I'm not ignoring it here. Okay, I want to explain you each and everything. Okay, what's the formula for accuracy? What's the formula for accuracy? Total number of correct instances, that means correct, divided by correct plus incorrect. Am I right or not? These are total, na? Out of total instances, how many them are correct? That is accuracy. Is it right or not? Am I right, or do you have any other formula to find the accuracy?
Right.
Okay, so we are here now only 34%. My question is now in this classification report, I'm going to talk about this macro average and weighted average, what they are. Okay, so macro average, if I do talk that A macro average treats each class equally by calculating the matrix independently for each class by taking their average, because the name itself is average. Okay, for example, if there are three classes, the macro average would compute the precision recall and F1 score for each class and compute their average. Okay, so for each class, I'm going to find for each class like um, and take the average. So for okay, if I take precision 0.34, 0.34, how I'm getting this precision? 0.34 plus 0.34 plus 0.34 divided by 3. That will be macro average. Just add all 3 divided by 3 is micro average. That is the average precision. Okay. Similarly, what will be the micro average for recall? 0.35, 0.40, 0.27. Okay, let me take the sum 0.35, 4027. Like 0.35, 0.40, 0.27. So 5 and 7, that will be 12, and this 4, 4, 8, and this will be 10, 1.02. So 1.02 divided by 3. How much it is? 3 3 is a 9, 3 4 is a 12.34. C. Huh, 0.34. Again, same thing. 0.35, 0.37, 0.30. I think somewhat you will get 0.34 only. So macro average is the average of all these terms for precision recall and F1 score. That's called as macro average. So people do ignore this thing. They don't study what is macro average, what is average. Bas itna hi and this till accuracy. But you should know this thing. What's an average of the precision recall and F1 score? That is called as macro average. Then what will be the weighted average? What will be the weighted average? Isn't it a weighted average like it's weighted, na? So I think 3666 multiplied by 0.34 plus 3688 multiplied by 0.34 plus 3640 multiplied by 0.34 divided by this plus this plus this. Weighted average ऐसे ही तो निकलता है. This is how we do calculate the weighted average. I'll tell you. In contrast, the weighted average accounts for the support. Okay, these are support only ना. ये support ही है ना ये सब. These all are support are the diagonal elements. For example, if you make a confusion matrix, so those terms which are coming in a diagonal ना, they are support. ठीक है. ऐसा देख लेते हैं अपन, कंफर्म भी कर लेते हैं. लेट्स कंफर्म. तो आपकी जो है कंफ्यूजन मैट्रिक्स, लेट्स सी, 1295 1480 965 ऐसे करके 1295 1480 समथिंग लाइक दिस. ऐसा है क्या? हियर आई एम हैविंग ये दीज वैल्यूज आर देयर. तो सपोर्ट में डायगोनल तो नहीं आ रहा, इट्स नॉट बीन कंसिडर्ड. तो फिर क्या कंसिडर हुआ? व्हाट हैज़ बीन कंसिडर्ड हियर? वो इसलिए नहीं हुआ क्योंकि ये कंफ्यूजन जो मैट्रिक्स आपकी है, यू आर मेकिंग बिटवीन वाई टेस्ट एंड वाई प्रिडिक्शन. ओके, इनका बना रहे हो आप. ऑल राइट. और यहाँ पर मेरे पास जो वैल्यूज हैं सपोर्ट का, ओके, ये किसके? अच्छा, ये भी उसी का ही है यार. क्लासिफिकेशन रिपोर्ट इज ऑल्सो बिटवीन वाई टेस्ट एंड वाई प्रिडिक्शन. बिल्कुल, बात तो वही है. ठीक है, वाई टेस्ट और वाई प्रिडिक्शन के बीच का ही है. देन व्हाट हैपेंड? मेरे पास एंटायर जो टेस्ट के अंदर है एंट्रीज, वो 10,994 है. दीज आर द एंटायर values 10,994, and if I add all these three, I will get 10,994 only. That means in test you are having 10,000 values. Okay, 10,994 values are present in test, and if I add the three support values. Okay, I will get this thing only 10,994. ओके, जो टोटल नंबर ऑफ टेस्ट मुझे मिल जाएगा, तो ये कहाँ जा रही हैं, वेयर दे आर प्रेजेंट। तो ये जीरो का 3,666 चेकआउट करिए जरा, फॉर जीरो 3,666। हम्म। ओके, सो क्या इनको ऐड करने पर आई एम गेटिंग 3,666? यस, by adding all these three I'm getting 3,666. By adding this also I'm getting three something like that, and by adding this also, okay, I'm getting this also, like that. Okay, fine.
Yes.
So they are called as a support. That means addition of all these three, that is the support. Okay, fine. So ऐसा है कि यहाँ पर we are adding the values and they are called as support, not only the diagonal. तो पहले आई पुट अ कंफ्यूजन कि भाई द पीपल डू कंसिडर देम कि जो डायगोनल वैल्यूज होता है दे आर कॉल्ड एज अ सपोर्ट। ओके, हाउएवर कि यहाँ पर आई आइडेंटिफाइड द सपोर्ट एज द सम ऑफ द वैल्यूज विच आर प्रेजेंट इन अ रो फॉर ईच एंड every class. Okay, so that is the support, and in total that is like 10,000. Okay, that is like 10,000. All right. तो अभी आपसे बोला गया है कि वेटेड एवरेज यू हैव टू फाइंड। सो वेटेड एवरेज में 0.34 मल्टीप्लाई बाय द सपोर्ट, 0.34 multiplied by this support, 0.34 multiplied by this thing divided by this plus this, that is like 10,000. That will be the value of weighted average for the precision. Similarly, for the recall also you can do 0.35 into this, 0.40 into this, 0.27 into this, divided by this thing, you will get the weighted average here, and so on. F1 स्कोर के साथ भी ऐसे ही करना है। Okay, with F1 score also you have to do the same thing. All right, fine. तो ये बात है। ओके, फाइन। सो ये वेटेड एवरेज एंड मैक्रो एवरेज हैं, एंड दीज टू आई हैव बीन इंक्लूडेड इन माय notebook also. Okay, and here from here you can read, however I did explain them how they can be find out. Then I applied other algorithms also, so 34% only I'm getting. I applied other algorithms also. Okay, here I drawn the confusion matrix for it. Using other algorithms like decision tree, random forest, boosting algorithms, same thing I did. Decision tree 34%, still no increase in the performance. Decision tree is also like 34% only. However, these values got changed. Okay, these values got changed, but there is no improvement in the accuracy, just only 34%. I applied random forest also. Okay, no change, 34% only. That means your machine learning models are struggling over the data, underfitting. They are unable to classify the data. That means totally the data set which is available with you, it is not giving a proper fit with the target. Okay, it was expected. It was expected that okay, you are having the health features only. You did so much refinement. You only took the health features, and your target is the test result. Still, it is your model is not giving the result proper. It's struggling, and none of them is moving more than 34. This is also 34% with random forest too. Confusion metrics may change. Okay, but I'm not getting any improvement. Then I use XGBoost also, extreme gradient boosting classifier. Still, you can see that is like 34% for each and every algorithm. Okay, none of the algorithm is saying that I can improve at least 34 to 35. All are having such kind of scenario. Only the class this classification report confusion matrix may change. थोड़ा सा इधर उधर किसी का पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव इंटरप्रिटेशन कैन चेंज, बट accuracy is not at all changing. Just only 34 for all the four models. Okay, and if you say, sir, kindly do the hyperparameter tuning, I think it's not possible that 34 can convert it into 90. If you do hyperparameter tuning also, that means if you adjust the parameters, there is no chance that 34 can be converted into 90. I don't believe this. That we are lagging in some parameter values that can help us in increasing the accuracy of a model. No, I don't believe. That's why I haven't tried hyperparameter tuning also, because it's a total failure. Hyperparameter tuning can be done, for example, if you are having 65 or 70 or something nearby 80, so I can try to find till 90, but 34% can't switch to 90. So there is no sense of doing hyperparameter tuning. So all these models failed, and one model fail, okay, two fail, three fail, four, that means there is an issue with the data. That's what I found. Issue with the data. Now most of the people do, they got frustrated by seeing such kind of results. Everyone get frustrated. Only 34% is not at all accuracy. That means we can't include such results in our project, that you have analyzed healthcare data and you got 34% accuracy. But what we can do, this is the issue with the data set. It is not at all showing the relationship. X and Y are not at all showing the relationship. And if you say that, sir, you have dropped some features, sir, did they are showing? If the question is, if health health features are not showing, how can billing can show a relationship? How can room number can show a relationship? If they are not showing, how can they? That is not at all possible. Okay, जब ये नहीं कर रहे तो how can they will? So I just reduce the load by dropping these features. Or either we can do that, sir, multi classification which you are doing is not at all the correct one. You can do something else. You can do some other analysis, sir. Classification don't do, sir. You can apply a regression analysis, sir. That if this is the disease, this is the medication, this is the type, and this much number of days the patient is present, what is the bill? Convert this thing into regression. Don't do multi-class, because of multi classification it failed. Do you have any suggestion here on this particular point? You want to say something? What's your opinion? Because you may get some such kind of data where you're not getting any relationship and all the things will fail as a model. You got one more option, and that option is like, okay, can you try, sir, deep learning also? If machine learning fail, can you try deep learning also? Yes, I did. I took, okay, model sequential, I took dense layer. Okay, these things I took, and then I converted X train and X train, Y train, Y test, everything, X test to integers, to numerics, because you can see that your X values are true false. So while putting them into deep learning model, your model will throw an error. Okay, you can see your data. You know about your data. It is having true false values. Machine learning model can interpret it in classification, but not the deep learning. See, this is true false. I haven't converted them into 0 1. Okay, machine learning can interpret this true false, but deep learning it will not. It will throw an error. So what I need to do is I need to convert xtrain and xtest both into numerics, into integer. Ytrain and ytest are also, I, though they are already numerical, I did converted them. I again wrote them, okay, numerical. Okay, that's what I did. Okay, so xtrain integer, xtest also I converted into integer. Y train and Y test also I considered as integer. Okay, fine. And then I prepared my architecture. Model sequential. Okay, model sequential. Add dense layer with 128 neuron. Add a dense layer with 64 neuron. Add dense layer with 32 neuron, and add the final layer output layer with 3 neuron because I need to do the multi classification. So perform all these things. So such kind of architecture I prepared. Okay, that means 128, then 64, then 32. 128, then 64, then 32, then 3. Like this. 128, 64, 32, and 3. And here I gave my 22 features for the training. Okay, that's what I gave. Okay, fine. And then feed forward training has been occurred. Okay, this feed forward training has been occurred. And I'm going to get three results from it. That will be probability because I'm using sortmax function. For multi classification, you do use sortmax activation function. Okay. Okay, fine. Here, in case of deep learning, we also do use dropout layers to avoid overfitting. We also use batch normalization to avoid overfitting. But since I have already seen with the machine learning model that model is not at all overfitted, model is underfitted. Model is not at all able to recognize the pattern in the data. It is only giving 34% accuracy. So using such kind of regularization technique will not help me in anywhere. I want to increase the score. I want to increase the accuracy. So I haven't used any dropout, any batch normalization. I just only use just do the computation with dense layer. D1, D2, just improve the computation with the dense layers. Okay, and what happened next? You can see. Let me show you. Still shocking. This is my architecture. Okay, and I trained my model. Still, if you check the accuracy, 33, 33, 33, 32, 33, 33. See, training accuracy and the validation accuracy are compatible. Like 32, 33, something like that. They are in this range only. But after using deep learning also, my model is not going more than 34%. Not more than 34%. Still it is same. That means इससे आगे बढ़ ही नहीं पा रहा आपका डेटा इतना your data is so much I would say either incomplete or because of the random entries present in the data, my machine learning models are unable to capture it. Okay, so the trends are not proper. There are certain kind of issue because I am confident with the analysis so far what I have done. Okay, dummy variable creation, that was correct. The feature which I selected, they all are correct. Okay, so I am confident with what I have done, but none of the models showing me the results. All are 33, 34%. That's it, max. Okay, and still so much shocking. Here, if I give X test into the prediction for the model and I ask for the prediction, that means Argmax will give you the probabilities for them. Okay, it will print the probabilities for all the classes. If I draw the confusion matrix, see 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. I'm just having this thing. That means deep learning itself is like totally failed. At least machine learning में तो कुछ तो भी था. Here you can see. I draw the heat map also, but उससे ये confusion matrix also I built, but उससे कुछ clear नहीं हो रहा. Confusion matrix classification report 34% accuracy and see precision F1 0 for 0. For 2 also everything is 0. That means my model is unable to recognize these. पता ही नहीं चल रहा उसे, वो क्लासीफाई नहीं कर पा रहा. Okay, so this model is absolutely failure, and I plotted this accuracy and loss also. Okay, I plotted accuracy and loss also. Okay, there is some. Okay, yeah, please, anything you want to say here? Multi classification or XGBoost classifier? Yes, I did try multi class classification with XGBoost. I did with XGBoost also. That XGB here was XGBoost only, the one which I have used before deep learning. That was XGBoost only. Okay, and if you want to put here as one of the hyperparameter like multi, okay, is there any hyperparameter present in XGBoost? Okay, objective equal to multi, sort probability. You can use that, but still I have used the hyperparameter. Still, I'm not getting the scores more than like 34%. Only one time when I was executing this code in the primary basis, I got the score of 41 for random forest. Then further I executed, I haven't got anything. So all are stuck with this particular scores only. Then I checked for other references also. The same situation with everyone. We are in a better that we have used the exact pre-processing all the steps. Most of the people they did like label encoding. They are also getting the same accuracy with label encoding. I don't know why they did the label encoding. That was wrong step. Most of the people did label, and that means the people being as a data scientist also they are being confused why when to use label and when to use one hot encoding. The only mean of this project is not to get the answer as like 90% accuracy, also to learn, okay, when to use label encoding, when to use one hot encoding, what is the confusion matrix, okay, what are the how to find inside the confusion matrix for multi classification. Also, macro average and weighted average, I just told today for you. And this project is an example where you try as much as you can, as much as you can. But if the data is not relevant, it is not showing the proper relationship among x and y. Okay, definitely, because what is model is just try to find the patterns in the data. If they are not at all mathematically built up or related, your model will fail. And that's what we have seen here in this particular case. Our model failed, four machine learning model failed, one deep learning model failed. None are been increasing the accuracy to more than 34. And if you say that, say, days numeric can also be considered, billing also, you consider as much as you can, as much as variable you want you can consider, but still I believe that they will not change. Okay, score will not change much. So that was my analysis over this data. Do you want to say something? Yes, any points you want to include here? Yes, please, still any point you want to include?
Sir, I think the score was not improved, might be due to so much
Hmm?
categorical features what we have
So
included
many
there.
yesterday only, see that was also some of the discussion which the people ignore. If you are having, that's why we do focus on continuous feature more. I hope if you remember my discussion. Okay, if you remember my discussion, that in your data you are having continuous and you are having discrete or categorical features. But discrete and categorical feature, that is why whenever I taught today also LLMs, there I mentioned that if you do make embeddings also and if you represent anything, you do prefer continuous representation. That is the reason that continuous and categorical may fail. Okay, but in case of categorical, this is something a real time or like in real world, we are having such kind of data more. Okay, that is the reason. continuous. Okay, so just yes, no, true and false are not the wide range of values, and because of this existence of such values, it's not like the first time I did worked on a healthcare. I did worked on healthcare many other projects. I hope you have seen. I publish a lot related to healthcare, but not like 34% accuracy is the very least of them. अभी तक का सबसे least 34%. ओके, सो ये मॉडल को लेने का और ये प्रोजेक्ट ने डिस्कशन करने का यही था. ऑलराइट, एनीवेज, we will go ahead with 34% only. No worries. We'll go ahead with this. We can pick up any model. We can save any model. Either of the model will save, and we will deploy it. Okay, we'll deploy it. So one more class I will take for the deployment. Okay, that means over the streamlit doesn't matter. We are not getting the accuracy, but at least we'll learn how to do the deployment. Okay, so be ready with your GitHub and the streamlit, and tomorrow we'll do the deployment part with this score only. I will try again from my side. You can also try from your side. Is there any chance, any scope that you can improve the scores? However, I think by seeing this particular data, it's difficult. The kind of features which you have selected available, that will not help you. Okay, fine. All right. So yes, that's the discussion which I need to do for the today's session. Let me stop the recording.